We're here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Podium 1 Racing Factory. They are the world's best turnkey sim builders. They've got racing sims, and they've got my favorite, the helicopter sim. This bad boy right here, we get a behind the scenes, in-depth look at everything they have to offer. It's gonna be sick. Originally, we were just gonna make one Podium 1 video about what I picked for Reindeer Playground, but they were so awesome and they gave us so much content, we got to split it into 3 videos. So the first one is a complete factory tour behind the scenes. Second video, all the models they have to offer, including an in-depth look at the P1 Ultimate. And then third video is the full Heli sim build or the P1 Spider, the bad boy. We got it all coming to you right now. This is Chandler. He's one of the co-founders, and he's going to give us a tour of the factory. And then after that, I'm going to check out a couple different flight sims and racing sims to see which one we're going to put at Reindeer Playground.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the P1 HQ. So we've got about 30,000 square feet of what I would consider just a massive playground for all things automotive. So we moved in here Q4 last year, like October-ish or so, or September rather. And we brought Exotic Autosport with us, who kind of does all of our car mods. So Steve and I, my business partner, co-founder, track a lot. And so we like to mod cars, we have fix cars, and so become good friends of ours. So we figure it's a good atmosphere, right? You've got twin turbo Lamborghinis and Ferraris getting worked on, and you've got all of the racing simulators and now flight simulators, which we'll get into. And so it's just a really good, cohesive, sister business for it. Steve and I formed the company in 2022, but it was probably in the spring. It was more of a Topgolf entertainment concept, like build out. Essentially what was happening is through COVID, we're hosting these car meets with 2,000–3,000 people. And naturally when you get that many car people together, and they weren't like, just any old car, like with Bugatti. I mean, Nashville has some crazy, crazy cars. So we pull all these from every shape and size car into a one confined space that the police would end up kicking us out. And so we're like, let's create, a place to call home, right, naturally. And so thus we got into this side of the business. So we officially started building sims in January of 2023.
That's crazy how big of an operation this is. And
I mean, I think we've done a lot of the right things, but also just the industry is just taking off. You have think COVID, A Drive to Survive, how much Formula One has grown in the States.
Yeah.
You've got the Gran Turismo movie and sim racing. And so there's just a lot of hype and eyeballs on sims. And so people like us, need to be around to kind of fulfill that demand. So
it's all we're kids that watch Fast and Furious stuff growing up, and now we have big kids.
Yeah, right.
So we're like, well, why don't we just have supercars?
That's exactly right. Right? Some of the stuff that I'll do on The Sims is set a course of downloading the GTA map, right? It's everything that you wanted to do when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Now we can do. We'll start with some of the toys. We got the Supercharged Performante. This thing's lowered on BBSs. And so for us, we always want to compare the sim world to the real world, right? So, how can we make a claim that a simulator is real if we cannot test it, which is kind of what we're going to get into in the flight, right? So for the racing stuff, whether it's a GT3 car like you'd see in an IMSA series, or for instance, we just got this Radical SR3. We race the Radical and stuff on the sim. And so for us, it's being able to, again, one-to-one, right? What's in the sim, what's real, and how do those things actually help and translate between one another. So we've got our showroom over here. This is the showroom. So we throw events. We've got a brewery on the other side of that wall. And so we'll open up the main door, and we'll literally have thousands of people in here. We have beer, food, sims, all the cool cars around. It's a really cool atmosphere. This is Tom Segura. Anyone knows the comedian Tom Segura? He actually bought this sim from us a couple months ago. His new office is getting renovated right now, and so we're holding it here until it's done, and we're gonna move it down.
I was gonna ask you why it's still here.
Yeah, that's why. We were getting ready to deliver it, and they're like, we've got construction and drywall dust everywhere, so can you hold it? And so, but it's funny, him and Joe Rogan are really competitive, so the second he got one, Joe is like, I need one too, and so we got to deliver that a couple months ago.
That's why I decided to get one.
Yeah.
Me and Joe.
Yeah, you and Joe, yeah. Walking back here, we've got our production facility. So these are all customer rigs. They get built, tested, configured, designed, and then they get put in shipping crates and shipped out. Fun fact, this now has the name Atwood Purple because we built Roman Atwood's system in this crazy purple color.
That's cool.
And we didn't know what to call it. And so I think Kathy was selling this sim to a customer. He's like, I want that. And we named it Atwood Purple. So now we've been building and
it's like a different level of fame. Like you might get a sandwich named after you.
Yeah, right.
Paint color at the racing sim studio.
Over here is the production line where the chassis get built, the monitor stands get built, and everything gets wired up and actually installed. So this sim is called our Ascari. It's more of a Formula One style racing sim. However, this customer added the flight package so he can still mess around on Microsoft Flight Sim. The cool thing about a rig like this is you have the pedals lifted up for F1, right? You're kind of laying down in an F1 car with your feet up, but you also can drop this pedal plate and, you know, adjust the seat to a more GT3 style. We've got our inventory back here. What's great about our inventory is all of this is sold. So these are all parts that will go to custom builds that are in our queue right now. So we always have a revolving inventory. Every day we're getting, you know, 10, 12 deliveries from everywhere across the world, from China to Finland to Germany to the UK to Canada and kind of everywhere in between. And so there's this constant inventory game that we have to play of, you know, one, space and availability, because sim racing has grown so much in the last few years that all of our manufacturers, so for instance, like, you know, you look at GSI, they make some of the best wheels in sim racing, and you'll see these are, I mean, like really badass wheels. So this is the GT Max 32. It's all carbon fiber, got the screen. But all these guys now are growing with the industry as well as we are, and so we're in a rat race to always, you know, meet the demand.
That looks like it could be in a race car.
Oh, for sure, right? But it's a sim racing wheel. It's almost a $2,000, $1,500-$1,600 sim racing wheel.
It'd be 10 grand if it was on a race car.
Yeah, it's true. It's funny. We have a lot of Porsche customers, and the Porsche Cup car has a specific kind of 3/4 rim, so it's like almost a full wheel, but you chop the top off. And Porsche makes a sim racing wheel that's a 1-to-1 replica, and it's $11,000, which is crazy that you would spend 11 grand on just a sim racing wheel. But the people that have that cup car, they want it to be literally 1-to-1, and so those people will spend the money for it. So we got all our chassis here. So you saw like the, you know, bare metal chassis. It's all here. These are those 55-inch Samsung Larks. You like those monitors? It seems like, which are, I mean, they're the best monitors. And
these like $5 grand a pop.
They came out when they first came in the market about a year and a half, 2 years ago. They were actually like $6,300 a piece. They're now anywhere from $2,400 to $3 grand. It just depends on, you know, relatively speaking, you know. And then now we got, like, you know, we're back in kind of the shitty part of the warehouse, like the R&D section and overflow. And, you know, we do a lot of custom stuff here. So I think we're most well known for getting very crazy with the build. So for instance, we just did like a Snoop Dogg build with the Crip bandana, seat wrap, and gold flake on his logo. And then we actually put a Snoop button in there. So it's going to YouTube, I won't say, but it's got a Snoop smoke, we called it. He presses a button and it hotboxes his sim. And so for us, it's just getting really unique. So they're almost like art pieces, but just as functional as you know, as they look good. So
you powder coat this?
It's all powder coated, yeah. This is going to be a Gulf blue. We've got a Porsche Miami blue. This would be that Atwood purple. This is Nardo gray. We got Rosa Corsa reds, Ferrari color, Shark blue. A lot of these people want to match their sims to their cars, right? You got a rare Porsche color or whatever. They want to build it, put it in their man cave, much like you want to do, right, for what you got going on.
Is that a floor machine?
That is our floor cleaner. It's funny.
Or is that disgusting?
No, we just... Like, we just put random shit on it, too.
It's like Lamborghini used to make tractors. They could make...
They could.
Floor cleaning.
Yeah, we're probably going to get snowing Ferrari. We're going to get sued for this, probably. We bought this when we first got into the warehouse, and then we put race deck down, so it's like we barely have any floors to use it because we got all the tile floor. And we'll go to kind of like the eye candy of the facility, which is our friends at Exotic. This is a well-known car. If you guys know Cody, Whistling Diesel, friend of ours. So this is wide body 458. Think straight pipe. It's on air ride, so it's slammed right now.
And it's been used too.
It's been used.
You could tell that thing's been on the track, man.
Yep. For any of the car people on Instagram, most people know 458 Destroyer, Huracan STO. This is going to be a 1,500 horsepower twin turbo monster. You can see the turbo is here. We also have another pretty famous YouTube car, the DDE Tire Slayer Huracan, the original. It's got like 180,000 miles on its second or third motor. I think right now it actually has an RA motor. Of course, it's the same motor, but this is, oh no, it's got the Lamborghini. I know at one point it had an RA motor in it, but a lot of cool stuff, man.
It's motivating for your to have your racing set like set up next to a bunch of badass supercars.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much what this company is just, you know, fulfilling like the little kids' dreams for big kids now, right?
I appreciate you having us out here to check out all the
You bet, man.
all the stuff out. Yeah. So I'm excited to work with you guys on building the 6 degrees of freedom H125 set, right?
I love it, man. It's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you bet.
Overall, the experience here was awesome. The guys at Podium One have an incredible facility here. Big shout out to Kathy, Steve, and Chandler for showing us the facilities and really making you feel like you're part of the family. Thanks again, Podium One. We had a blast.
Are you an adrenaline junkie who's smart sometimes, but dumb most of the time? Have you been on the naughty list for like the last 7 years? Then like, comment, and subscribe to Mike Balint Heli for more wild shit every week. Peace out, Girl Scouts.